Hi, my name is Becket Tundatil. I'm a lighting designer based in Mumbai, India. I have a company called as Fireflies. Fireflies is into designing, we are into workshops, we are into pre-viz, we do everything related with lighting. I started my journey in 2000 where I worked as a technician. I worked at Stage Gear. I was one of the technicians in the company where I used to look into setting up the console, looking into the rig, getting the setups right. And from there I moved to Dubai. I worked in events production. I was an assistant programmer. I did that for about a year. In 2005 I came back and joined Show Genesis. During that time I did some of the biggest shows in the country, from Kaun Banega Crorepati to the Filmfare Awards to the Miss Indias and A.R. Rahman concerts, his world tours. And then in 2011, I joined Reliance Media Works. I joined as a chief lighting and visual designer, and I worked there for a year. From there, in 2012, I opened my company called Fireflies, which was established in 2012. Since then till now, we've been doing bigger shows in the country and around the world. We've been touring with biggest artists from Bollywood to music scenes, and we work with artists like A.R. Rahman for his Sufi shows, then Salman Khan for the Dabang tour, then Amit Trivedi for the Indradhanush concert, then Anirudh tour, then the DSP and AP Dillon. These are some of the artists which we've been associated with. Other than artist, as a designer and as a company Fireflies, we also do a lot of televised shows. We do large scale award shows. We do opening ceremonies. We do the premium fashion shows. We do the large scale Indian weddings, and we do the architectural projects on monuments, and also on some buildings, architectural lighting for the upcoming building projects. And also we are into theatre. We've done one of the Broadway musicals, Disney's Beauty and the Beast, to name one of them. And also we've done theatre at a different level other than the Broadways. Next upcoming project is a show in Houston at the NRG Arena. We are doing a large scale award show, and I'm looking forward to use the MA3, the latest software, at that show. I'll tell you a little about the workflow and my team. So when there's a show and a client comes up to us with a concept, we really look at it with a lot of in-depth thought, and we do a little research depending on what type of show it is. We try to break down the details of what the show requires. If it's a wedding, the type of venues, we try to study details like that a little more in depth. And if it's a fashion show, we try to understand about the designer and what are his or her preference, and then we try to prioritize the lighting style in that manner. If it's a concert, we try to understand the artist and understand the song moods very much in depth. We do a research whenever required. In terms of workflow, we start with the phase of making few sketches. We don't just get into plotting right away. We do a few rounds of sketches, and then there's a CAD team which is present in the studio, which goes through the whole 3D file, and they work on the plot for a few days to get things right, and then we do a few rounds to get the lighting right. And from there we try to present it to the client, and if at all there are any budgetary constraints, we address all that, and then we come to a conclusion. And once we get a green signal, and then from there we have a team which starts studying the whole plot and works on a patch file, and we start preparing the whole thing for previs. We have a different team which only looks into previs, and we use several softwares from Capture, a bit of Unreal in recent times, which we've started putting into our shows. And we use the MA3 software to program our show. from there on, depending on the show, if time coding is required, then we try to spend more hours trying to get the songs or the sequences right, and that's the process. So if I have to say, as a full team, I have a CAD team which works separately in the studio. We have a separate team again for pre-visualization. For pre-visualization, we have experts who have knowledge of previous softwares as well as the console. Again, there's an other team of assistants which I have who look into the setups on site, focuses to get the show set up, executed, get the console ready. Like that, the whole workflow is divided between multiple teams to get a show in place. So I have a separate team which does my lighting plots and my renders. Core idea, what I focus on is on the storytelling. Whether it's any type of show, I try to see that the main idea is communicated. Whether it's a corporate show which is talking about a brand, or if it's an artist on stage who's dancing to a song, I make sure that the story is communicated with lights. I try to bring in the right moods, and try to set the right atmosphere, which tries to just visually give that look and feel to the audience around. For me, pre-programming and pre-visualization was always a part of my workflow. It's been a part of me and my workflow at least for the last 20 years. It always kept upgrading from time to time. For me, without previs, I feel incomplete to go at a setup. I make sure the previs is a part of everyone's show, because it gives you the creative freedom to achieve things even before you're on site. That it also lets you experiment with cues, transitions, many effects before you even get on site, and you have the luxury of time. Pre-programming and previs should be applied by everyone as of today. So nowadays in my shows, when I'm using an MA, there are times when the previs work has not given us enough time to work. So during a setup, we get the freedom to just switch on the console, put the MA 3D, work on the effects and looks way before the whole lights are ready. This also helps us in saving a lot of time when the production is lacking behind time. Tools like MA 3D, then the GDTF has made things convenient, then the MVR imports, all these things together have really enhanced and simplified previs and pre-programming. My recommendation to upcoming lighting designers is that make sure you have a good system which can hold a good software like maybe a Vectorworks, a Capture, or a Depends, which can help you visualize your show before you even get there. There are multiple softwares like even Visivik, Light Converse. It's a whole list. Everything does the job. It's about which one gives you that extra touch when you're using it. It's to choose from. So I think everyone should invest in a good system and a good software to start with, and then yes, they should also do an MA training, because I think learning it on job does teach you, but getting a training done from the right source can really enhance your work. So I think these things together can help and benefit for your work. When I say the highlights for programming workflow, I must say efficiency, precision and creativity. I think these three things play a vital role. Training with Bunty on the MA3 console was invaluable. It gave a deeper understanding of the console flexibility, workflow, optimization. I must say I have a whole team, my whole team who was into programming, even they were there, and I'm so happy to see they could just catch up with everything. Some of them are so new, and they are finding the training so nice, and they have also gained a lot of knowledge in these last 3 days of the training. Doing this training with Bunty was a real eye-opener, because there were a lot of blocks since we had not done the training, but we just knew the software from few tutorial videos, and that's how we happen to see some of the features in action, or after trying out some things on the console hands-on. But during the training I saw there was a lot of moments where he showed us some key features and workarounds for doing some things on the consoles in the workflow, in the whole process. So I think yes, that's a real game changer. MA e-learning, that process was also a very important process when I started using the MA3. I always encourage all my teammates to make sure that they just do the e-learning as one of the starting process before you get onto the desk, because I think the e-training really gives you a full view on most of the features, and it just makes you a little more comfortable to use the console rather than just seeing some tutorial online. The e-training just makes things more definite, so you're very sure of what you're using on the console. I'm very happy I've done this training after long. I remember Franco, you had told me that like, you got a console, let me know when you want to do a training. So I want to thank you, Franco. It was great. I think I should have done it long back, but I still feel I did it at the right time, because there's a new software version and I've just got a proper hands-on. So thank you, Franco, for that. And I want to thank even High-Tech, Mr. Rajan. Thanks so much. It's only you who's made all this possible, so thanks a lot. And Franco and High-Tech, you all have sent Bunty and Ajay and all. I'm so happy. I wish I could just tie them here and keep them with us, because the kind of knowledge they're giving us every day, I feel like just having them with us, right, for the next few more days or weeks if possible. But yes, thanks a lot. We'll keep calling them whenever we need help from you. Thank you.